My UP Weather is sponsored by Aspirus Health.
And welcome back. It's time for My UP Weather with meteorologist Tom Kippen.
It was nap weather today.
It was. I'm running out of a lot of caffeine right now.
Yeah, and my energy tea got me through, but it was.
That's good.
Brianna's been asking me to send her a text message of the energy tea.
I'm always looking for alternatives.
I will. I'll remind myself to do that tonight.
Thank
but
you.
Yes, it was definitely nap weather today.
It was.
But we do have some heavier snow on the way currently right now, actually. It's brief, but we're going to see some heavier snow sweep on through along a cold front. Here's what's up with the weather. After the quick burst of heavier snow, heavier wintry precipitation that I will show you on my UP weather radar here in just a bit, it's just some wintry precipitation on the lighter side tonight, and we may continue with some fog as well, or some freezing fog. No weather issues Wednesday, but let me jump you to Thursday night when we could see some rain or wintry precipitation. Friday we're dry, and then it turns colder this weekend, and we could see some snow and perhaps even some wind on Saturday. 29 was today's high officially at the National Weather Service in Negaunee Township, and 18 was this morning's low temperature, and hey, that is the same number as Marquette at the Coast Guard. And highs today across the rest of the UP, generally right around the 30-degree mark or the 30s. Escanaba and Menominee made it to 36, and Manistee 34. Let me show you visibilities here, and you can see visibilities are down there. We do have some fog and some freezing fog, and in fact, Menominee is down to 1.5 miles visibility. What I've been concerned about over the past 24 hours is when you get temperatures below freezing, you get some fog, you may get some freezing fog, and you can see Menominee's at 32, Marquette Sawyer Gwynn's at 30, Municine's at 32. So we got temperatures right around the freezing mark. The main concern for freezing fog is usually not so much the roadways. I'm more concerned about your back deck and your back porch, walking out there and potentially slipping. So just be aware of that. Now over to the heavier snow on my UP weather radar. Snow, perhaps some sleet and freezing rain mixed in from Big Bay, Powell Township, back into the Michigamme Highlands, and then over towards Nestoria and Three Lakes. And then as we drop you down into Iron County, Amasa, Iron River, over towards Crystal Falls, seeing a quick burst of snow. This may lower the visibility briefly, and as you see, this is all moving to the east. As you can see, we have this moving to the east over towards Marquette. Gwynn will see a heavier burst of snow over the next half hour or so, and then this will move across the rest of the UP as we go through the rest of the evening. So it's all part of a cold front that's moving on through, but no Arctic air is expected behind this cold front. 11 o'clock tonight, you can see this quick burst of snow over towards the Sioux and also Newberry, but then it's out of here, leaving us with a quiet day on Wednesday with hopefully a few peaks of sun. And then on Wednesday night on into Thursday, the clouds pick up the pace. I do think Thursday is dry with above average temperatures, but here comes our next storm system. Models have trended north with this, but there's not much cold air to work with this, so it's going to start off as rain. On the very back side of this storm system, we could see some accumulating wet snow, so we'll have to wait and see how this pans on out over the next 24 hours, and I'll keep you updated on our webpage right here during my UP News and also on our social media accounts. So here's the breakdown for the end of the week. The storm system I just showed you on Future Track, that's this storm system right here. Not much cold air to work with. There's that stripe of snow on the back edge of it that could bring some UP spots, some heavier wet snow Thursday night. Then we get a break on Friday, and then potentially a stronger storm system for the weekend. This one would have more cold air to work with, and we could see some heavier snow and perhaps some wind. Nothing like what we saw last Sunday night and Monday. I just want to make that perfectly clear. But we could get another good UP January snowstorm in here as we head into Saturday night and perhaps into Sunday. But I do think as we get into Sunday afternoon, as of now, this is still 5 days out, this will start to move on off towards the east, and then quieter weather as we get into late in the day Sunday on into Sunday night. Temperatures tonight will be in the 20s for lows. We'll have some heavier snow, quick burst of some wintry precipitation, and then some lighter precipitation as we go through the rest of the night. Fog and freezing fog is possible as we go through the early morning hours on Wednesday. And then highs on Wednesday will be in the 30s across the UP, including 34 for Marquette on Wednesday. 37, you see that rain or wintry precipitation. That's going to be at night, and then Friday we're dry again with clouds, perhaps a few peaks of sun, and then some snow and wind will be possible on Saturday.